Adaeze, the selfish millionaire. They said she was beautiful. They said she was rich. They said she had everything life could offer. Yet she died in a way no one wished to die. Alone, forgotten, unmourned. Her name was Adaeze, and from her youth, people noticed one thing. She lived for herself and herself alone. It started in little ways, when her friends shared food in school. Adaeze always took the biggest portion, but never offered hers. When her younger siblings cried for help, she turned her face away. When her parents grew old and weak, Adaeze refused to care, claiming she had her own life to live. But Adaeze was clever, ambitious, and fiercely determined. She climbed in life, using people like rungs on a ladder. She betrayed friends, abandoned lovers, and mocked anyone who slowed her down. In her 30s, she had a mansion, cars, lands, and power. But in all her wealth, she had no true friend, no husband, no child, no companion, only servants paid to smile at her. At first, it didn't bother her. She would sit at her wide dining table, eating alone, convincing herself that loneliness was strength. Who needs anyone when you have money? She would say. Adaeze was feared by her workers, disliked by her neighbors, and even avoided by her own family. She treated people like dust, firing her staff at the slightest mistake, and speaking to everyone with a tongue sharper than a blade. One morning, the mansion was bustling as usual. Maids polished the glass tables. The cook rushed in and out of the kitchen, and the driver stood waiting for instruction. Adaeze came down the stairs in her designer heels, her perfume announcing her arrival before she even spoke. Her eyes fell on a maid dusting the center table. She walked over, lifted her finger to a small, almost invisible spot on the table, and snapped, "Chioma, what is this? Did I not tell you to clean this place properly?" The young maid trembled, bowing. "Sorry, madam, I will clean it again." Adaeze sneered. "Sorry for yourself. Pack your things and leave my house. You are fired." The maid's eyes watered. She dropped the duster and walked away quietly. Adaeze didn't even look back. To her, people were replaceable, like pieces on a chessboard she alone controlled. That afternoon, her younger brother Chike stopped by. He greeted politely, but Adaeze didn't even offer him a seat. "Adaeze," he began. He always called her by her Igbo name. "Mama has been asking of you. She wants you to come home." Adaeze scoffed. "Home? I send her money every month. What else does she want? Eh? What does she need from me? Money solves everything." "Not everything," Chike said quietly. "Mama needs you, not just your money. She asks for her daughter, not a bank account." Adaeze waved her hand dismissively. "You and Mama should be grateful I carried this family. If not, where would you have been?" Chike shook his head and said quietly, "One day, Adaeze, you will understand." He stood and left, but Adaeze only poured herself a glass of wine, convinced she was right. At her real estate company, Adaeze ruled like a tyrant. Workers trembled in her presence. She called meetings where her words cut like whips. One day, she slammed fight on the boardroom table. "Look at these numbers," she barked. "This is rubbish. Are you people here to ruin my business?" Her manager, Mr. Ade, tried to explain. "Madam, the market has been slow this quarter." Excuses. Excuses every time," she snapped. That's why this country is backward. Lazy fools. You all are lazy fools. You are fired. Get out." The room went silent. Mr. Adaeze gathered his files and walked away. His shoulders slumped. By the end of that week, 3 more employees followed. One hot afternoon, Adaeze walked into the local market, wearing a gown that glittered like gold, one dark sunglasses that covered half of her face. The traders all rose to greet her, bending low, but Adaeze only sneered. "Look at you people, poverty everywhere," she hissed, "selling pepper and tomatoes like beggars. If you worked hard like me, maybe you won't smell like poverty." Ew! As she passed, an old woman carrying a basket of vegetables accidentally brushed against her shoulder. Adaeze turned sharply, her voice cutting like a blade. "Are you blind, old woman? Do you know how much this dress costs? More than your entire life." The poor woman tried to apologize, but Adaeze shoved her roughly, and the woman fell to the ground. Gasps filled the market. Some rushed to help the old woman, but none dared confront Adaeze. Adaeze dusted her hands and walked away proudly. That night, Adaeze dreamt of the same old woman, dressed in white, standing before her. The woman's eyes glowed like fire. "My daughter," the voice thundered, "wealth is nothing without humility. You trample on the heads of the poor, but remember, the ground you despise will one day swallow you." Adaeze woke up sweating, but instead of reflecting, she laughed. "Nonsense! Who can harm me, Adaeze the mighty?" But life has a way of humbling even the proud. The whispers began. Strange knocks on her mansion's door at midnight. Cold wind sweeping through her corridors even when the windows were shut. At first, she thought it was her imagination, but soon started hearing voices, faint, sorrowful voices, calling her name. She dismissed it as stress, but her servants were not blind. They began to resign, one after the other, leaving her house empty. They claimed they saw shadows moving at night, reflections in mirrors that weren't theirs, and heard footsteps on the staircase when no one was there. Still, Adaeze hardened her heart. But the more she ignored, the louder the voices became. One evening, during a heavy rainstorm, Adaeze collapsed in her sitting room. No one was there to help her up. The neighbors didn't bother. She had quarreled with them too many times. Hours passed. She crawled across her cold marble floor, calling out for help, but no one answered her. That night, she dreamt of her past. Faces of people she had wronged filled her sleep. Old lovers she betrayed, family she rejected, friends she abandoned. They stood in a circle, staring at her in silence, and when she tried to run, the circle tightened. She woke up screaming, alone. Days turned into weeks. Her health declined. Her once vibrant beauty faded. Wrinkles lined her face. Her bones grew weak, yet no one came to visit. Not a sibling, not a friend, not even a stranger. The mansion grew colder, the silence heavier. Her wealth lay around her, gold, jewelry, fine clothes, but none could feed her, none could comfort her, none could hold her hand. Then, one fateful night, the voices returned. This time, louder, clearer, and unrelenting. "We are here, Adaeze. We warned you. Now it is your turn to be forgotten." Thunder struck. The light in her mansion went out. She tried to scream, but no sound came. Her body froze where she sat in her rocking chair. And when morning came, the sun rose upon her lifeless form, her eyes still wide with terror, staring into nothingness. 3 days passed before anyone noticed. The stench was unbearable. By the time they found her, she was already gone. No one claimed her body. No one wept. No one sang a song for her passing. She was buried quickly, quietly, in a lonely grave at the edge of the town. And her mansion, within months, it crumbled with decay. Some said they still saw her shadow moving at the windows, staring out as if regretting the life she lived. And so, Adaeze's story became a warning in the land. A house full of riches means nothing if the heart is empty of love. For the selfish may live in comfort, but they will surely die in silence.